Hello, this is the Depressed Dude. Quick update before we get to the main event. Uh, Work week was kind of hard. There's a couple bad little shifts there, but it wasn't nothing too out of the ordinary. Well, I lied. Uh, Yesterday, I saw this woman, and there was this like looked like a statue of a duck in her cart, and my first thought was, "Damn, that thing looks real." Today, someone was like, "Oh yeah," and someone had a duck. I'm like, "That was real," and apparently it was because they said they followed it, and it was moving its little head around, looking around, and she's feeding it, and I'm just like, "Oh damn!" Like I said, I guess it just didn't register with me, but I did when I did see it. I'm like, that thing looks so real. It looks like it's staring right at me, but I guess it. So yeah, you think you've seen everything. And then, let's see, tomorrow I'm going to try to get the grass cut and do my laundry. I'm going to give the raccoon a treat and make it some peanut butter sandwiches. Mm. I mainly have peanut butter. Had some mice get in the house, so I had to bait some traps. But, I didn't really want any peanut butter after baiting the traps because you kind of get so, yeah, I'm going to let the raccoon have some. Make a little sandwich for it, so it'll get itself a little treat. Uh, but yeah, on to the main event, and that is the review of the Junji Ito horror anthology, Statues. Yeah, overview first. Not one of the strongest works that I've read. I mean, it's not like he wrote these in order or wrote these specifically for this book. They just, they pick a dang theme, usually one of the stories, and then they put a bunch of his stuff in there. Let's just say there's only one story in here that had anything to do with statues. Still, like I said, it wasn't the strongest work of his. Like I said, there was three good ones, real good ones in a row, and I'll get to them. But I'm going to go over each story. But yeah, the first one was called The Red Thread. It was actually pretty good for a start. It was kind of humorous as this guy keeps getting little marks on his wrist and stuff, and it ends up being like, actual thread. The doctors can't even cut it out of him. And his grandfather tries to figure out what it is, and it's like maybe it's your grandmother from beyond the grave doing a protection thing, but yeah, it's not that. He even casually goes to his grandfather and goes like, yeah, "No, dude, you're totally wrong on that." The problem with this story, I didn't really care for the ending because it's kind of horrifying, and the poor guy didn't really deserve that. But the next story is the weakest. It is called The Giver. It was. It had promise. This dude hypnotizes a guy to try to make him a better person, not for any good reason, just to ruin his corporation, and he ends up. I don't know if the son ends up giving out little dolls, and they're just these little creepy wooden dolls. Let me see if I can find a picture of them. Yeah, they look like that, and I was just wondering where the heck it's going, and it ends in a very weak fashion, and though you need a horror story, a horror short especially, you need a good last panel there, especially in a comic book form. But yeah, that one was definitely the weakest. I was not too crazy about that one. Then is The Bridge, which is okay. And it's about this girl. She goes to visit her grandma, and she sees. Where is it? Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, you see that right away. And the grandmother tells the story of this tradition of the bridge. I mean, it ended on a better note than The Giver, but it still wasn't exactly strong. It's kind of a typical horror story. It wasn't nothing great. But let's see here. I like doing the manga because I can actually show some stuff. If I was smart, I could do editing of videos and do video games and stuff. This one was my favorite one. The circus has come to town. And by golly, it's really dark comedy more than anything else. They go to this crappy circus. All these guys are in the circus. Why? Because they're hoping to take a glimpse of this beautiful girl they've seen, and they figured she's part of this circus. But in the circus, yeah, first out, clowns are balancing on balls. One falls and he literally dies. But then there she is. She's the reason they're all there. And then here come, yay, they're gonna dang balance on a 3. And then, oh, there they go. And the reaction of the guys in the audience is like, wow, I think they're dead. It's like, it gets even worse as the knife thrower comes out, so you can just imagine what's going to happen there. It looks like he's going to do it right, but no, that turns out bad. Everything just starts turning up bad. It was funny. It ended like, you know, how it should, and it's a little surprises here and there, but that was definitely my favorite of the whole book. It was, and like I said, it's not even scary. It was a dark comedy. Then I like this one too. Like I said, these are the 3 stories in a row that were really good. The Hornet's Nest is body horror and creepy stuff. It's a weird guy who collects hornet's nest, and there's this other weird kid who saves hornet's nest, and yeah, let's just say there's it gets probably the most gore of any of the stories, and it is kind of creepy, you know, because it's hornets. And then my next favorite, Town of Maps. This one is just crazy, kind of a supernatural thing, where these 2 stop in this town, but it's all wonky. I mean, as soon as they told me what the reason was for all the maps, I would have left town myself on the next train. But these 2 get greedy, and yeah, let's just say things don't end well for him. And then finally we get the titular statue story, which was okay. Like I said, it's kind of gory too. I mean, these statues there's a murder, and then let's just say, statues start to come to life. The problem with that one, not a good payoff, and then die young. Interesting. Girls who are ugly suddenly start getting attractive. They don't know why, and we won't know why at the end of the story either. There's no real, I mean, I know you want to keep things a bit of a secret, but like I said, there's nothing to indicate what the hell's going on in it. And it's one of the longer ones too. It's like, Craig, I'd rather have seen more of the Town of Maps. Not the circus one, though. That one ended perfectly. And then one called Scarecrow. This one is pretty good. It's a little bit sad at the end there. Basically, some dude shoves a scarecrow into his daughter's grave as means of talking down to her husband that she married in secret. And the scarecrow gets her features. And then everybody starts doing the cemetery. There's this one couple with a kid drowned in mysterious circumstances, and the father-in-law, he's not the real father. It's like, no, you don't do it, and all this stuff, and you kind of get the feeling that maybe the kid was murdered. But yeah, it was sad for the girl though, because she literally, I think she killed her boyfriend at the end, not on purpose, but There ain't too many more stories. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 more. Oh yeah, 1 more. And it is called Suicide Note. And it's all right. It's kind of a typical horror story. Has a good last panel. So, like I said, it wasn't so super noteworthy. These people just get haunted by their adopted daughter and sister, and they think that. And she wrote a note that said, "I'll curse you and kill you," and all this stuff from beyond the grave. And they think might have been directed at her. And like I said, there's a bit of mystery going on, and the last panel is pretty good. But there you go. It is an okay little collection of stories. Uh, Not his best, but it was still good. If you've read all his others, yeah, go for it because this way you get your little fix like me. But definitely, if you've started out just reading the stuff, there's a lot better ones out there. So if you read this one first, don't let this one persuade you too much. Like I said, it wasn't too bad. It had three really good ones in a row. It's just a lot of them fell kind of flat. But anyway, that's about it for this video. Next time, I may do a thing where I show off my Superion if I decide to put them together. So look out for that. I don't know if I'll do any gaming reviews or anything like that, but hope everybody has a good day. I'm off the next 3, so I'm gonna at least I'm not. I mean, at least I'll be off. Anyway, have a good one.